Hello, English learners, and welcome to my channel. My name is Gianca, and today we're going to read together an interesting article. So I will share with you my screen. Before we get started, I want to thank Engu for this article. They always bring us very interesting articles, not about everyday news, but things that we could see that are interesting throughout the world. This one here is very interesting. It's SUVs and pickups hit pedestrians more often than cars do. Now, this article, as we could see, is advanced, but bear with me, follow along with me as we read. So let's first look at some vocabulary. We'll look at the first word, which is a pillar. And the definition: either of the two supporting posts on either side of a vehicle's windshield. And it says here, the car's thick A-pillars make it difficult to see when turning left. So let's take a look at the picture. And as we could see here, the A-pillars are probably referring to this section of the vehicle right here. As we could see that, that's an A-pillar, and that makes it difficult to see if it's very wide. All right, let's continue to the next word. Blind spot. An area where a person's view is blocked. Always check your blind spot before changing lanes. So for those of you who drive, we all know that we have the blind spot, which requires us to actually turn our heads to look over. Our mirror does not cover that field of view. And some people, what they do is they will attach these fisheye mirrors, so it gives them a little bit more flexibility in what they see. But it's recommended that we actually turn our head and look. The next word, skyrocket. To increase a lot or quickly. Housing prices in this area have skyrocketed since last year. So skyrocket means for a price to go up in a short time, very quickly, but an increase that we see quite rapid. Okay. Intersection, a place where two or more roads meet. There have been several accidents recently at this intersection. So let's take a look at the picture. And over here, we could see the four-way intersection. Four ways because there's cars going two ways straight and two ways across. So this is an intersection. The next word is visibility. The state of being seen or being able to see. Being a small hatchback, the car has excellent all-round visibility. So let's take a look. And over here in the picture, we could see a hatchback. And because there's so many windows, we have clear visibility. Also, of course, we use our mirrors, our side view mirrors. We use our rear view mirrors. And now most vehicles also are becoming equipped with a rear view camera for that hard to see area that is probably more towards the bottom of the vehicle in the back. Okay, and the final word, detect, to discover or identify something. This machine is used to detect metal objects. And we'll take a look at the picture. We could see there's a gentleman there, and he's probably looking around for maybe signs of metal objects, jewelry. It's possible that maybe he lost his ring and he's looking for it. It'd be his wedding ring. Or maybe there's many people that walk this path and sometimes they lose their jewelry, and maybe he could find it and sell it in a pawn shop. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the article. Let's read through it. It says here, SUVs and pickups hit pedestrians more often than cars do. So drivers of bigger vehicles, such as pickup trucks and SUVs, are more likely to hit pedestrians while making turns than drivers of cars. A new study from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety has found. The research points to the increasing popularity of larger vehicles as a possible factor in rising pedestrian deaths on US roads. The researchers questioned whether wider A-pillars on larger vehicles were creating blind spots, which made it hard for drivers to see people walking near the corners of their vehicles. In 2020, pedestrian deaths in the US were up to 59% since 2009. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said over the same time period, SUV and pickup truck sales have skyrocketed. The study found that larger vehicles were more likely than cars to be involved in crashes where pedestrians were standing, walking, or running near the edge of the road and away from the intersections. The researchers studied US federal crash statistics in which pedestrians were killed, as well as all pedestrian crashes reported to police in North Carolina from 2010 to 2018. The North Carolina statistics, let's do that again. The North Carolina statistics showed that pickups were 42% more likely than cars to hit pedestrians while making left turns, while SUVs were 23% more likely. There was no significant difference in the crash statistics for right turns. Outside of intersections, pickups were 80% more likely than cars to hit a pedestrian along the road, and SUVs were 61% more likely to hit people than cars were. However, A-pillars probably aren't the only thing creating blind spots in the bigger vehicles. Consumer Reports found last year that high hoods also block the driver's view of pedestrians crossing in front of their vehicle. The magazine and website found that pickup truck hood heights have risen 11% since 2000. Automakers could use stronger metals to make A-pillars smaller and increase visibility, said Wen Hu, one of the study authors. Jennifer Stockberger, Director of Operations at Consumer Reports Auto Test Center, said the industry could also examine slight lines on bigger vehicles, and add automatic emergency braking systems that detect pedestrians. So great article here. Hope you enjoyed the read through, and I hope you were able to follow along. Again, this is the daily news from Engu. Let's just go slightly down. Here we could see some discussion questions. So after reading the article, maybe these are some questions you might want to go through and try to come up with your own opinions in the discussion. So let's look at number one. The first question is, what are your thoughts on the findings of this study? Number two, do you find it surprising that pedestrian deaths in the US increased 59% between 2009 and 2020? Number three, are SUVs and pickup trucks popular where you live? Number four, what's the biggest car you've been in? Would you describe your town or city as pedestrian friendly? We also have the further discussion questions. What are the most popular car makers where you live? What features would you want your next car to have? Are there any dangerous roads or intersections in your town or city? In your opinion, what's the worst thing about driving where you live? Do you know any bad drivers? And this is the end of the article. Now, I urge you all to please read through this article along with me. And if you have to, you could always pause it. You could go back and you could listen to the words. You could listen to how I read. I do my best to read nice and slow. Furthermore, please send me an email if you are interested in me reading any documentation for you for your practice. Feel free to send it to me. I will do a video. I will put it on there and then we could read it together. Again, as it's pre-recorded. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Gianca. And in this article, we thank you to Engu and their daily news site for this article. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a nice day, and I look forward to your comments.